Hello, welcome to our new code pattern Deploy the blockchain network using Kubernetes APIs on IBM Cloud. The world of blockchain technology is a very exciting one. Blockchain is a shared, immutable ledger for recording the history of transactions. Hyperledger is an open source collaborative effort to advance blockchain technologies. Hyperledger Fabric is one of the Hyperledger project and it's a blockchain framework implementation. IBM is committed to Hyperledger Fabric. So, how to start with your blockchain journey? How to start developing your blockchain applications? The very first thing is to have a development environment for Hyperledger Fabric to create and deploy the application. Hyperledger Fabric network can be set up in multiple ways. You can set up Hyperledger Fabric network local to your system, or you can use blockchain as a service which is hosted on IBM Cloud, or you can set up your Hyperledger Fabric network using Kubernetes APIs on IBM Cloud. The disadvantage of setting Hyperledger Fabric network locally is that it is accessible by one person only. But hosting the Hyperledger Fabric network on IBM Cloud provides multiple benefits, like multiple users can work on the same setup. Setup can be used for different blockchain applications and the setup can be reused later. So for such scenarios, this code pattern demonstrating the steps involved in setting up your business network on Hyperledger Fabric using Kubernetes APIs on IBM Cloud. In this pattern, we will be using free cluster. IBM Cloud Container Service provides two types of cluster. One is free cluster and standard cluster. Free cluster comes with 2 CPUs, 4 GB and 1 worker node. This code pattern will be using free cluster. Now we'll discuss flow. As shown here, we will set up IBM Cloud CLI, which is called as BX. Then we will initialize Cloud Container Service plugin. After this, we will set context for Kubernetes cluster and download Kubernetes configuration file. Once we export the kubeconfig environment variable, we can execute kubectl commands from the CLI. Once we are set to run kubectl commands, this pattern provides scripts which automatically deploy your business network. You need to run that script to deploy your Hyperledger Fabric network. This script will in turn create persistent volume. It will copy the data into volume. It will generate all the required network artifacts, channel artifacts, etc. Then it will create peers. Then it will create channel. It will join all the peers on a channel. It will install chain code also. And then it will instantiate chain code on channel. In this pattern, we have used one sample chain code for the demo purpose. How to achieve all these steps? The steps are given in detail below. Here are the steps mentioned. Create a Kubernetes cluster on IBM Cloud, then set up CLIs, gain access to your Kubernetes cluster. It will cover to set your kubeconfig environment variable and all. Then deploy Hyperledger Fabric network into Kubernetes cluster. It will include execution of the script provided in this pattern. Then test the deployed network. We have given some scenarios where you can test the deployed network and then you can see the network as on dashboard. Now I'll just show you the code. Here in this pattern, the sample network which we have provided is having 4 organizations, each organization maintaining one peer and one solo auditing service. If you want to do any change in network topology, then correspondingly you need to change the configuration file. Here in config files we have provided Kubernetes configuration files. Now for example, if you want to change say for volume, you want to increase or decrease the capacity, you change in create volume.yaml file before running the script. Then if you want in your network, it should be I should not install chain code on all pairs, I want to install on your 2, then accordingly chain code install you need to change. Similarly, you can change other files if you are changing in network topology. Once you are done with the changes, then you can run this setup blockchain network.sh file. It will take care of your modified configuration and it will deploy your Hyperledger Fabric network. There is a requirement that if you want to clean up the existing network and set up a fresh. For such purpose, you can use delete network.sh file. In this way, you can set up your Hyperledger Fabric network on Kubernetes APIs on IBM Cloud. Thank you.